Well, you've heard the saying, you are what you eat, but now a report from the World Health Authority says you might need to eat according to who you are.
Could our genetic background play a key role in which foods are good for us and which ones are not? Ann Bowden joins us now with some answers. I hope desserts are good for me.
They can help you digest some of the desserts. Well, Rick and Vicki, the question has been researched since the public report by the World Health Organization. The report investigated why good health was declining around the world, and they found a connection. They made a direct link to the incompatible difference between what people of a specific genetic and ethnic background traditionally ate years ago and what they're eating today.
If you look at certain people with their bone structure, face structure, the way the nose lies, the eyes, the slant of the eyes, that all comes from an origin.
And according to research, it's not just our outward appearances that differ according to our ethnic origin. Some of our genetics are also structured based on ethnicity, making some of our physical functions ethnically specific, including how we digest food.
There are differences in the way we metabolize foods in some situations. I'm thinking of lactose intolerance. There are some ethnic groups who may be deficient in the enzyme lactase.
The lack of ability to digest dairy products is often found in African American and Asian populations. That intolerance transfers through generations.
Oh, definitely would get passed down genetically.
In 2003, the World Health Organization looked more closely at our declining world health, and its findings linked not only our genetics, but also the traditional foods of an individual culture and how we've been removed from them.
They simply said that the genetic systems are programmed for certain foods genetically.
When groups make a change from their traditional foods to foods that are more highly processed, that are imported, that has an impact on the health of those people.
Some medical professionals have taken it a step further. They believe the foods that are actually best for us are the foods of our ethnic region of origin. So while one group may be predisposed to tolerate starches and vegetables, another may be prone to tolerate the dairy products and meats common to the original continent of their ancestors. For example, those of African descent may be more genetically engineered to handle beans, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and fish in comparison to those of European descent, whose original diet consisted of breads and meats. Asians include rice, fish, vegetables, and other oils. But when many of those ethnic groups were taken away from their traditional foods, or their traditional foods were exported in exchange for other foods not of their region, it caused health issues, including a host of digestive problems, which some medical experts say still exists today.
Unfortunately, generation after generation, that offspring, it just trickled down on and on and on until now, we're at the point where certain ethnic groups are really suffering based on, what happened 70, 80, 90 years ago, and we still haven't caught up to that.
In the melting pot of America, all ethnicities are eating more processed foods their bodies may not be genetically engineered to handle. When there's lack of proper digestion, it sparks a host of other medical issues.
They would do better to be eating the fresh fruits and vegetables that are also, many of them from their native culture.
Now, the human body, of course, is very complex. So right now, there is more study that's being done on this aspect of genetics and ethnicity. But there's one company out of Florida that is taking the medical research and making a dietary supplement that many says helps with digestion according to their ethnicity. It's called Migenetics. Coming up at 11, we'll talk to some medical professionals who are impressed by its ingredients and its results. Again, that's tonight at 11. Ann Bowden, WLKY News.
Thank you, Ann. Late breaking at this hour.